Luka Doncic is regarded as the best young player in the NBA. In just 4 short years, he has entered the MVP conversation, and many see him as a future champion.
And looks for Finney Smith. It's a loose ball, and Luka picks it up. Some Luka magic!
And this includes his peers and retired NBA legends who have showered the young superstar with praise. So let's take a look at what players really think of Luka Doncic. Players' reaction. Since entering the league in 2018, Luka's playing style has garnered 2 specific comparisons: James Harden and LeBron James. Luka's heavy reliance on step-back threes and his ball-dominant nature reminds a lot of people of the Beard. When Harden was asked to share his thoughts about Luka, Harden spoke at length about Luka's ability to control the game and play it at his own pace, which he finds remarkable because of how young Luka is.
Luka is Luka Doncic. He's obviously he plays at his own pace, and there are some similarities. He never lets anyone speeds him up, and he gets what he wants. And that's rare for a guy at a young age. I think he's 21 years old.
Harden isn't the only one who thinks the Mavs lucked out with their Luka trade. LeBron James has also gone on record to praise Luka's abilities and specifically his playing style and basketball IQ, which has reminded LeBron of himself. When asked what makes Luka truly special, LeBron harped on Luka's vision and the ability to see the game in a different way, and also how he stays cool, calm, and collected no matter the defense being played against him.
And more importantly, his vision. That's why I love his vision. He can control a game. He doesn't even have to shoot. He'll walk the ball up the court 10 straight times and get to his spot every single time. Mm-hmm. Just because of his pace. He knows when he comes off a pick and roll, if they're hard showing or if they're hedging.
As we mentioned earlier, many believe it's inevitable that Luka will be a champion, and last year he had his best playoff run, but unfortunately couldn't get past the Warriors led by Steph Curry. Since then, Curry has seen a ton of improvement in Luka's game. Especially, Luka has been dominating players inside the arc this year, and Steph mentions how Luka's ability to be a 3-level scorer makes it almost impossible to guard him. Add Luka's handles, size, and basketball IQ to the mix, and Steph sees him as a complete offensive package.
Being a 3-level scorer, you have to kind of worry about everything. You don't want to get his step-back threes going, so you got to press up on him, but he's shifty and got a great handle, so he can use his leverage to get by you, and then obviously his court vision is unreal, so he's kind of the offensive package of being.
Most recently, Luka had a stunning 60-point triple-double, which included 20 rebounds. The performance had the entire basketball world raving about Luka and how special he really is. Legends like Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. KG is already predicting another statue in Dallas as he tweeted out, "It'll be another statue in Dallas. Luka is like that." Now, while the truth could only compare Luka's performance to the legendary Wilt Chamberlain as he said, "OMG, Luka, 60, 21, and 10. Never seen these numbers in my lifetime. May never again. Wilt-like video game like damn." Now, many NBA analysts saw Luka's potential from the get-go, but it took a few players a little while to truly see how special he was. One such player happened to be Kevin Durant. He recently spoke about Luka and gave him a ton of praise. Slim Reaper has been amazed by Luka's ability to get a great shot on pretty much every possession he plays because of how ball-dominant Luka is. And that is truly special, as Luka has an uncanny ability to find his open teammates or create a high percentage shot for himself, something a hardcore basketball fan like KD can appreciate.
For somebody who has the ball in his hands as much as he does, and he controls the whole game with his pace, Like he gets a good shot up every time down. That's rare for somebody who gonna have the ball all game like him. So I was watching some of his film, and his ball handling, getting to the rim, how he breaking guys down in the mid-range now. Like a few years ago, it felt like it was only threes and layups. Now he posting up, shooting fadeaways.
A lot of post work.
Yeah, a lot of post work. A lot of midi work along with the threes and lays. So he just made himself into a complete offensive player. So being able to guard him is only going to make me better. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take on that challenge because he's strong and taller than a lot of guys that's guarding him at that position, the point, the two guard. So yeah, I think we just need to put some length on him to make things just look a little tougher. It's going to always, he's going to get his off. But just for it to look a little bit tougher than what it usually looks like.
Generally speaking, it takes a lot for retired NBA legends to give props to the new generation. There always seems to be a heated debate about whether or not the new gen has it easier. But when it comes to Luka, even the old legends have to give it up. Case in point, Shaquille O'Neal, who seems to be in love with the way that Luka plays. However, Shaq is a little concerned about how much pressure is on Luka because he has to essentially score or create a play every single time for the Mavs to be successful, and that could potentially put a cap on how much Luka and his team can win.
But this kid has to do everything for his team to be successful. Right here, three or four guys, he can pass it, but he just said, I'm going to score. And great player, MVP candidate, but it's a lot of pressure on him because if he don't play well, if he don't do that, Mavericks go nowhere.
Speaking of a lot of pressure on your shoulder, a player that can relate to Luka in this is the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. Every year, Giannis is expected to win, but when asked about Luka, Giannis couldn't help but shower him with praise. Giannis sees Luka as one of the best players in the league, and goes as far as saying that Luka's probably the most talented player he has ever seen. Wow, talk about praise. And Giannis loves the opportunity to go up against a player of Luka's caliber.
He's an incredible player, incredible talent. Arguably, probably one of the most talented players I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's unbelievable what he can do for himself and his team. And he's always great going against players like that.
Giannis might be regarded as the best player in the world right now, but many believe Luka is next in line for that title, including Tracy McGrady, who sees Luka as a brilliant player. When asked who he thinks is the next young player to take over the league, T-Mac didn't even hesitate before saying Luka's name. That just goes to show you how well respected Luka is. While the four-time champ Draymond Green views Luka as really the only threat to their chances of winning another title, the reason is simply that in any given series, Luka can be the best player on the floor, and when that's the case, then you will always have a shot at winning the game or the series. And Draymond knows a thing or two about winning, so we'll have to take his word for it.
I'm sorry, Dallas is a threat because they have one of the best players to play. Yeah. And when you have, like, by all means, don't get it twisted. There were a lot of reasons we won the finals, but we had the best player on the court every series we played in. So your chances of winning goes through the roof.
However, despite all the love, there is a few criticisms. Charles Barkley is known for speaking his mind on any subject, so even though he believes that Luka should rightfully be in the MVP conversation, and is sometimes lost for words at how great Luka is, he still sees room for improvement, specifically in Luka's ability to play without the ball.
To be a great player, and he's a great player, to be up there, you have to learn to play without the ball. That's the key to making guys around you better. You have to learn to play without the ball.
Lastly, we have Kyrie Irving and Dame Lillard. Irving is known for being almost impossible to guard because of his skill set, so he seems to be the perfect candidate to ask why it is so tough to stop Luka. Kyrie believes that it's Luka's experience that makes him so deadly. He points to the fact that Luka has been playing professionally since he was a teenager, and has pretty much seen every defense and coverage possible. So Luka is always ready and has the answers to any type of defense.
I think first we got to discuss just how long he's been playing professional basketball. I think it's been since like 14, 15 years old. So he's used to seeing so many different defenses, so many different roles that he's played, I'm sure, overseas. And now that he's in the NBA, I mean, you just see him, he plays at an incredible pace.
Dame Lillard was also asked about what makes Luka so difficult to stop. Dame gave a different answer to Kyrie as he pointed out all the play calls Luka gets to get him moving into his spot, mixed with his ability to find the right matchups where he can excel. On top of that, Luka knows how to play the game and get other guys into foul trouble.
He's crafty, getting a lot of foul calls. He's going to the post. He's you know, they got a lot of actions to get him moving and guys coming in the screen, slipping out, playing for matchups and things like that. So, I mean, it's just a tough cover.
So, it seems like there are plenty of reasons why Luka cannot be stopped on the hardwood. He has yet to win any jewelry for himself and any awards outside of Rookie of the Year, but it seems inevitable that sooner rather than later he will be hoisting the MVP trophy and have a championship ring. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. With that being said, you just watch what other players think of NBA superstar Luka Doncic. We'll see you next time.